So a big start for the northern part of North America. We've got Alaska, Quebec, and Manitoba all doing really, really well, kind of in the Canadian region, even though Alaska's not a part of that, as well as Tennessee and the Deep South, really picking up, I think, the most tiles out of that last video. And for the most part, the west coast of the U.S. really staying very quiet so far in the series. Obviously getting up alliances and things like that, but not really anything going on here along the Rockies or, like I said, the Pacific. Nothing really either in Mexico. The only person that, like I said, Alaska, only person in Pacific that, and that was a defensive war too. I believe it was a defensive war. It might not have been, actually. They might have decided to take both of them on at the same time. Maybe that would explain why they did so well. It could have been an offensive war. So let's see if there's anything going on. I know that there might be a war or two currently taking place in Mexico. But I don't believe... Oh, New Brunswick. Okay, so New Brunswick is finally at war with Prince Edward Island. All right, Newfoundland and Labrador and Maine. And Nova Scotia is on New Brunswick's side. I don't know why I must mess that up for a second there. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on in the Northeast. So we've got a combination of U.S. states and Canadian provinces. Maine is actually really already completely under siege almost. So what happened there? Well, I think part of the problem was that... Oh, here's Prince Edward Island. I think part of the problem was that they were facing this... Yeah, I mean, what is Newfoundland and Labrador going to do at this point? Because Quebec does not like them. Quebec's not going to offer military access, since Quebec wants these cores back, and they've got claims on Newfoundland. Oh, man. Okay, so New Brunswick, I think, will probably take this stuff away. Oh, there it goes. So Maine still exists, and Maine actually took both. I'm sorry, New Brunswick took both. I know that they were the war leader there. They also took the Prince Edward Islands, or island. I want to say islands. Yeah, maybe that. Wait, was it islands? Am I wrong about that? Maybe I was just. Yeah, it technically says island here, but it looks like there's two. Anyways, yeah. So New Brunswick's looking pretty good. Now, how does Quebec feel about New Brunswick? That's gonna be the problem right there, because Quebec, I think, is gonna be the dominant nation in this location. Oh, what is going on here? What is this? A battle will begin. Oh, that's cool. We've got the label there now. Well, that's nice. Usually, we're going so fast that we don't usually see that sort of thing. All right, so there is this? So this war is who's at war exactly? You're still at war, or oh, you guys just peaced out? Okay, you guys just peaced out. Well, let's see. Is Maine gonna be? Oh, nope, Maine's done. Maine is done because it looks like New Hampshire and Massachusetts are teaming up. Even Rhode Island. Oh, that's nice. Connecticut decided to come to their aid, but it's too late for them. Oh my goodness, what has happened? What has happened? All right, so what happened here? Pennsylvania. Did you attack? Who? I want to know who broke the Northeast out into this massive conflict. I'm guessing the fall of Maine was part of it. And we've got Nevada. All right, so we need to slow down. Let's slow down to speed 3. We've got Nevada at war for an offensive war for Idaho. Again, keep that in mind. Idaho with their Mormon religion. If they get eliminated, that's not going to be good. Well, I mean, if you wanted to see more Mormonism, I guess. But yeah, Alberta and Oregon, Utah. Okay, so they've got a pretty good coalition on their side. Nevada, even though they have all these regiments, they're actually winning that war with 24 war score. Okay. Where is the other one? Pennsylvania now fighting against Maryland, Connecticut, Pennsylvania calling in their ally New Jersey. Yeah, we definitely need to take this a little bit slower now that all the wars are breaking out. We've got Rhode Island fighting Connecticut as well, and Maine. So Rhode Island is just trying to use this to the best of their advantage. They probably saw a broken Maine, and they're like, hey, I want some of that. Actually, no, they didn't see a broken Maine. Oh, yeah. They might have saw a broken Maine, so they're like, I'll attack the ally of Maine, because they're probably not ready for this. They're probably not ready to defend. That could be it. Is that Tabasco? Tabasco. Tabasco. Is that real? Is Tabasco a state inside of Mexico? I love Tabasco. Anyways, Virginia and Maryland, Virginia fighting Maryland and Connecticut. So they were all separate wars that took place. They're not. It wasn't one big thing that just broke everything out. Let's check on Nevada. All right, so this is pretty massive as well, and it seems like Well, keep in mind that Nevada has the numbers advantage, I think, out of all of these individual civs. However, Oregon, Utah, Idaho, and Alberta all teaming up together, I don't know how this is going to go. Keep in mind forts. Okay, so Idaho already has a forts siege, so Idaho's almost done. All it takes is a few more regiments to land here, and then Idaho is gone, pretty much. I mean, they're not gone, but they're not going to be able to contribute much to the war anymore. What do we see? Mostly Idaho, Oregon, Utah, Nevada, and Montana with a 17 stack. All right, so there's a pretty clear advantage, but Wyoming is coming. Hey, Wyoming. Wyoming's involved in the war? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew that. Again, man, powerful Wyoming. Teaming up with Montana with the 20 stack. All right, so they have a real clear advantage. Yeah, it looks like Nevada, Wyoming, and Montana are, in fact, going to win. And I'm not exactly sure how that is. Let's see who wins this battle. Attacker, Montana and Wyoming. Defender, Alberta, Utah. And, yep, they lost that one. With short of reinforcements. Nevada's not even trying to reinforce them. They already know. They're like, we already got this battle. It's all good. It's all good. Get out. Oh, they did. Never mind. All right, well, looks like there's going to be a few more tiles that fall inside of Idaho. And like I said, then Idaho will no longer be able to contribute to this war. Let's check back in on the Northeast. How's Maine doing? He's doing okay. Massachusetts. Connecticut is still not under siege. Nothing has been sieged out just yet. The only thing we see is a small tile inside of Maryland. But that's about it. So nothing, I don't think anything too big will come out of this war, but you never know. I mean, it could start to be a landslide at the last second, and that's when you really see a lot of different things. Oh my gosh, massive fleet over here from New Jersey, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. Well, actually, I think that's mostly, it's a combination of them, actually. It's Virginia and New Jersey, I think, that is contributing most to this little fleet right here. All right, yeah, so Maryland is done. Now, who has claims? We've got Virginia claiming all of Maryland. New Jersey, almost all of Maryland. I guess it depends on who's the war leader, right? Virginia, are you the war leader? Or are you at war with Maryland and Connecticut? I don't think we can tell. At war with Maryland. Oh, so Virginia's at war with Connecticut too. But Connecticut is staying pretty safe up here. Staying moderately safe right in this location. Looks like it. Rhode Island, remember, Rhode Island's in on the war as well. So they might be able to try something. All right, what's going on? Nevada. Okay, so this is a really good move for Nevada, unless, of course, California declares war like right now on Nevada. Because if they can take up a bunch of tiles, because they desperately need to integrate more, or else California will ultimately destroy them. Although, you know, something weird that ends up happening sometimes is that some of these bigger states take a while to get going. They don't always just go crazy in the very beginning. Like California will eventually go crazy, I think, at the end. But I've noticed that in EU4, sometimes it takes some of the bigger nations a while before they get going. And maybe that's something programmed inside of EU4, but that's interesting. Because like technically, like Texas could just declare war on New Mexico and then just boom, sweep through them, and they could just go nuts. I feel like the game is a little bit geared to let the smaller states and smaller countries, if we're talking EU4 in general, to blob out a little bit before the big countries just go crazy. I think. That's my theory. Okay, so now we've got California. Actually, California is declaring a war. They see a weakened Oregon, so this is pretty much going to solidify Nevada's dominance. So they will definitely win this war themselves, since Oregon will be out of it. Are they fighting anybody else? Yeah, so California's also going to attack Arizona. Maybe that whole little ramble that I just did right there could have been made completely useless, because California's now at war, and it looks like they're going to win this war pretty easily. Oh, I didn't realize that California was allied to British Columbia. Not sure if they were before. They weren't before. We saw that they weren't before. They've been allied to Washington, though. I'm guessing they like British Columbia now that they're smaller? Maybe. I don't know. Keep an eye on Manitoba and Quebec. Those are two big provinces in Canada that might have a big range of things that they might have that under their belt. They could do a lot of things. So Massachusetts just ate Maryland. And now they have one random province right here, which they can technically core. They already did core, I guess. And they are going to try to get this stuff back eventually. Now they can focus now. Yeah, and actually, well, Connecticut unsieged 1. Do they have military access through New York? No. New York's staying very quiet in this this big conflict. Yeah, but obviously a focus. Oh wait, who is this? Rhode Island mostly. Are these two separate wars? They are. So we've got these two. We've got New Hampshire and Massachusetts against Connecticut. Then we have just Rhode Island versus Connecticut. So yeah, it's safe to say. And actually, how does Rhode Island have... Oh, that's Massachusetts. Okay. Okay, we're just wondering. Those flags looked somewhat similar, and then I zoomed in, and I was like, oh, okay, no, Drew, that's not the same thing. That's not at all the same thing. Uh-oh, Tennessee's at war now. Oh, my goodness. All right, so big Deep South war that just broke out. Tennessee and Louisiana, and even a state from Mexico. Oh, that's bad, though. You're fighting Texas, Florida, and Mississippi. I don't think we're going to see Tennessee hold on to this stuff. Let me check back over here and see if Nevada did peace out, and they took the southern part of Idaho. Nobody else took anything else. So that isn't as bad as we probably thought it was going to be. I also want to see who takes this from California, or who takes this from this Californian war. And it actually might not be a Californian war. It could be a war that Washington declared. That is exactly what happened. Washington declared this war, and California decided to join in and help them out. So it could be Washington that forms an interesting... well, remember, one of the formidable nations is like a big Pacific state. So it is possible. It's possible for Washington to form this, not California. What's going on in the Four Corners? We've got Colorado versus New Mexico and Utah. Okay, that's about it. Wyoming and Montana are now at peace. North Dakota is still barely existing. Okay, so let's observe this Deep South war, because this is big. Looks like just as quickly as Tennessee grabbed their tiles, they're going to probably lose them here, because, as I said before, that Texas-Florida alliance is going to be big, especially to counteract someone like California if they do begin to move in towards Arizona. But they're actually giving up these occupations, so you know what? Yeah, it might be Washington that gets the most out of this war. It seems that way. Gotta keep an eye on Colorado. Oh, there's a dual war now. Yep, so we've got Nebraska declaring war back on the east. Colorado calling in, I'm guessing they're allies, or... Not sure how this broke out. You know what? It must have been Colorado's ally that was attacked. Maybe Nebraska and Kansas attacked Missouri, and Missouri calls in Oklahoma and Colorado. Either way, Oklahoma, also another state that grabbed an extra province, maybe could lose that here. Might be close to losing that. All right, so is this war over? Nope, that's still going on. Okay, so Rhode Island is still going at it. Everything else looks about the same, right? Yeah, I don't think anything else has changed. Out of the Northeast, that is. Ontario still exists. Okay, so more northern Mississippi has already been sieged. Northern Louisiana as well. Oh, someone unsieged it. Keep in mind forts, though. Very easy to siege certain provinces, but with forts on them, that's what's actually going to make the big difference. And look at this state. Look at this Texas with 4 different forts. In Potter, Travis, El Paso. Not sure what that one is. McLennan, right? McLennan? Something like that. All right. Who's been black flagged? Are you out of this war, Tennessee? That did not take too long. All right, so you dodged a bullet, unless Tennessee went in for an ally. They were separate peace. They're gonna keep their land. All right, Tennessee. So you got pretty lucky in that situation. However, I don't think Louisiana is going to be so lucky. This might have been a war that Mississippi declared on Louisiana. We can check here at war. It should tell us, man. This should really show us who is the offensive person in the war. Defender against Texas. Oh, okay. Okay, so Louisiana is the defender against Texas. So there it is. That's how we can tell. So then, never mind. This might be Texas that eats up Louisiana. How's Colorado doing? All right, Colorado's they're holding it. They're holding strong, but you know, because Colorado's fighting 4 different bordering states now. Yeah, that's gonna be tough for Colorado. No more ganja for you, Colorado, because I think you're gonna be eliminated. Let's go and check in on Australia and see how this works. Southern Australia, still no wars. Tasmania is still around. Not with the best of alliances, but we'll see. Tasmania usually ends up surviving, though, since they have that little island. And there is no strait crossing. So someone would have to land a naval invasion on this island, which is always tough, especially since they've got enough divisions here to keep them safe. Anyways, let's check back over here. So there's Nevada. We've got Jefferson now forming, since the top part, the 2 tiles that Oregon controlled formerly, are now under Washington's control. So now we've got a new state, one of the first new states that have formed, Jefferson. And has there been anything else? No? Okay. California ended up not taking anything from Arizona, which is huge, because that means that the ultimate border between Texas and California, which will ultimately take place, has not ultimately got here. Drew, stop saying it. Stop saying ultimately. Yeah, so that will eventually happen. We'll just see if Texas is strong enough at that point. Texas not doing much against this Mexican state to their south. Just kind of leave them alone. Alabama and Florida. Is Florida even helping out here? Yeah, they are. Okay, I was going to say, I feel like there should be more of an advantage for this side of things. A slight more advantage. Oh, and I don't know why I checked there, but it looks like I checked there for a reason. It must have been kind of a what's that called? A sense? Some sort of sense thing. Anyways, yeah, we've got Illinois, West Virginia, New York, and Michigan all fighting Wisconsin, Indiana, and Ohio. This is one single war. Ohio is allied to Ontario, but Ontario will probably not get called in, since more than likely defender against Indiana. Illinois defender against, so maybe that is not a way that we can check attacker against Michigan. So Wisconsin is the attacker. That's who called it in. The Great Lakes states bringing everybody else into their wars. Actually, this is just everyone in this war borders the Great States, right? Or the Great Lakes. Yeah, just about, yeah. Except for West Virginia. Close enough, though. Close enough. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop right there. This is getting off to a pretty fun, quick start. We've got a lot of things that are about to happen, and a lot of things that will continue to happen. Texas at 36 war score over Louisiana, and obviously tons more wars still going on. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.